to tell you a story. We're trying this new feature for members. What we would like people to do, if you have anything interesting, funny, unusual, family members, etc., something you think we'd all be interested in seeing, what we'd like you to do is tell us about it. And if you want, you can even come on and explain it yourself. We have somebody already with a fabulous story, and that's Paul Keenan. We've got him with us today by trickery on the social media. Hello, Paul. How are you?
Hi, Terry. Nice to see you. Nice to be able to talk to you.
You're one of our founder members when we set up the Facebook site. Thank you very much. We appreciate all your support.
Oh, I enjoy the site. I do enjoy the page.
Can you explain how you first came across Candlewick Green, when you first met us or saw us or what have you? Can you explain?
I first I saw the band live in Blackpool in 1974 and later on again in 1978. Although I loved the comedy, it was fantastic, it really was, but although I loved that, I was a 14-year-old lad and I was learning music, I was learning to play the guitar, I was learning to sing, I was taking it all in like blotting paper. But when I heard the lads harmonise behind you in Who Do You Think You Are, I learnt a lot more from harmony from listening to yourselves than the likes of the Beach Boys and the Eagles. I absolutely loved the sound you were coming out with. And it was live.
And you also posted your version of Doggy.
Oh, Doggy, yeah. Good song, Terry.
Which you did live, didn't you? Thank you very much. I loved your chords in that, by the way. I'm sure you invented a few of your own there, which were very, very good. How did you know about Doggy?
I first heard you play it on, must have been Opportunity Knocks or something like that, way back in 73-ish, 1973. And although, you know, the lyrics are the lyrics, but the music behind it, it was a fantastic song. Absolutely loved the Doggy. And I bought the record, and that was probably 12 months before I first saw you play live, you know. But yeah, cracking song.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you. Another thing, Paul, you also posted yourself singing with Frank Ifield. You used to work with him Frank. As part of his show. Would you briefly explain how that worked?
Good old Frank. He's 83 now, Terry. Almost 84, still got good health. Well, how it came about, to answer your question, I gave him a CD when he was over here some time ago. He was appearing in Witness looking after an Australian country band. And what he actually did, I gave him the CD. He took it back to Australia. I thought it would end up in his bin. But then a couple of years later, his manager contacted me and asked me would I mind touring with him. I said, well, I'll check my diary, you know. Sure, yeah. It was fantastic. Frank would tell his story and he would perform some of the songs, although he can't sing anymore because of an operation he had some time ago. But due to technology, he'd have a go at performing some of the songs. And with the technology, it would help him along. He couldn't do the yodeling though, so he would bring me on to do the likes of She Taught Me How to Yodel and The Wayward Wind, one or two other songs. I hope you don't mind while we're talking about Frank. I'd like to say hello to Bill Grant. Bill Grant is a good friend of mine. He's a member of the page, but he's also Frank's driver. So I got to know Bill really well. He took us everywhere. But certainly happy days with Frank.
Thanks, Paul. Now, while you're there, because you're a good yodeler, can we do a quick duet together? She taught me to yodel.
The yodel?
Do you mind?
Yeah, that'd be a good idea, Terry.
I'll do the first bit, the easy bit, the first two verses, and then you can take off.
Yeah, you start it then, and I'll take it from there, okay?
That's okay. She taught me to yodel, hoodle-dee, hoodle-dee, yodel-dee. She taught me to yodel, yodel-dee, yodel-dee, yodel-dee. And now you, Paul. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, Good for clearing the throat.
Thank you very much for that, Paul. Now, I want to tell you a story. This is your story.
Oh, it's a miracle.
I've heard it, love it. It's about finding out you had a long-lost brother. Can you tell us how that came about, Paul, please?
Meeting my brother was a miracle. It's just no other word for it. Some years ago, well, let me put it this way. I was adopted when I was about 3 months old. There was a little scally born in Wavertree, and I was adopted by a lovely Runcorn mum and dad, giving me a lovely, lovely, lovely childhood. They'd always told me that I was adopted. It was never a shock. And some time ago, I managed to meet my biological mother, and she could never tell me about my father, for whatever the reason. So eventually, some time later, i.e. February of this year, the kids bought me an Ancestry.com DNA kit, sent it off. Lo and behold, the next thing, a fella called Gary Lewis, who's also a member of the Candlewick Green page, comedy page, he phones me up and he tells me he's been looking at me on Facebook. We were a good match on the DNA, and we're half brothers. And what really set it off was that he'd seen me on Facebook, and he said, "I'm the spitting image of our dad." And now he's shown me the photos and got to know Gary. The likeness is unbelievable. Unfortunately, our father passed away in 2009. I never got to meet him, but thanks to Gary and my sister Maxine, and also another brother, Mark, they've all helped me, plus other members of the family, to get to know our father. And, oh, it was just unbelievable. It was fantastic meeting him. I'll just say, for the kick-off, it was better than winning the lottery, and that's an understatement, but I pulled up at Gary's home, and I saw this big 6'2" fella come out who had my eyes and my nose and my mouth and everything. And I so wanted to embrace him, but practicality took over at first, because he had to help me into his driveway so I didn't do any harm to any of his plants or anything, you know. So I couldn't embrace him straight away, but the minute I got out of the car, we embraced it. I'm 5'6", Gary must be about 6 foot, heaven knows what, you know. And we embraced each other. It was just fantastic. He held his face in my hand and he said, "It's just like looking at our dad," he said. It's hard to put into words, but it's the best thing that's happened to me, honestly, in such a long while. Gary, Maxine and Mark, brilliant. Maxine's also a member of the page now.
And thanks very much, Paul, for coming on. It really is nice to have you participating like this, and I know the members will love it.
Oh, thank you, Terry. Thank you. Thanks, Derek and Jimmy and everyone.
Well, that's it, Paul. Thank you very much indeed. I'm sure the members will react and be so pleased for you. And I look forward to hearing back from you soon on when you get together or meet up again. Let us know how it went, if you don't mind.
I certainly will. I'll keep you posted, and the next time we meet up and everything. Take care, Terry. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.